Alright, here we are at the planer, and what we're going to be doing here is dealing with our thickness. We're going to take it down to final thickness, okay? So that's 3/4 of an inch, and what we're going to be doing is working off of both sides, okay? Because we want to end up taking off material off of both sides evenly, so that any moisture that's still left in the board will evaporate off of both sides evenly, and again, won't be dealing with warp at all, okay? So, when we have this, both of our boards for our legs are jointed. So one side is jointed. Again, the most stable side goes down. The cutter head is located above. Make sure that you have both your pieces you're sending through at the same time. Because when we're dealing with our legs, even though they're two separate pieces, when we assemble them, we want to make sure that they're the same thickness. So that if there's any mistakes, well, both of them have mistakes instead of just one. Okay, so our final thickness again was 3/4 of an inch. So what we're going to be doing, we'll take a measurement. Now it's about 7/8. So I'll set this up. So the thickness is about 7/8 of an inch. Again, making sure that my clean surface is face down and my grain ends up kind of flowing up back to the top and back towards me. The reason being, again, since that cutter head spins, if you're standing looking this way, cutter head spins clockwise. So we want to lay that grain down. We don't want to end up tearing it up. So if my grain is going up this direction and the cutter head spins here, well, it's going to end up tearing out that grain. Whereas if it turns the other way and the grain lays down, that cutter head is going to come and then it's going to lay that grain down. So we're not going to have worry about tear out. Now, since we have some knots around here, we'll most likely get some tear out. There's some located here from the planer, but that's fine. That'll end up being sanded off or cut out with our design. So make sure that your jointed face is down. And again, once both faces are clear, we're going to begin flipping it end for end. So I would then continue doing this until my boards read 3/4 of an inch, so that when I took it, it measured 3/4. Right now we're about 7/8, so I'm just going to continue going with this. So it's basically the same process over and over.